Welcome back to the Lego City project. As you guys can see, we have all of our modular buildings and all of the extra Lego that we couldn't fit in the room before out here in the living room. Now I think for today, I've got a big box of, or bag of road plates here that we're going to try and slot into the city so we have a rough idea of the layout. It's not going to be perfect of the roads, but roughly where they'll go, and that'll help us create our grid-like structure. Then we can start placing some of these modular buildings as we go through and check them all out. Alrighty, not gonna lie, I thought I had way more road plates than this. That's okay though, because we can always make more. That's not the end of the world. I don't know about this layout. We might expand it out, we might reduce it down. We'll see. But I think at least that gives us a bit of an idea with the grid layout as to what we're gonna do. Then we can place some modular buildings in and see how the flow of everything goes. Rough ideas as to what we're thinking about at the moment. We're going to use this area as the main city core. So this is going to be all of our buildings and whatnot. And then we'll see for the other corners as to what we can fit in. And yeah, I guess what are going to be actual features of our city. Next up, the Sitcom Complex by Brick Artisan. Obviously on the Mills plate. You guys can see the little details in the sides, I think maybe at the back as well. Sorry, I can't see the camera at the moment, but hopefully you guys can see a little bit there. This one is based off of Central Perk and the Friends Apartment set. There is more expansions to it, so if you guys want to check that one out on Rebrickable, please do. Brick Artisan is absolutely amazing, and I'd love to feature more builds of his in the city. There are some other minifigures that we have on the side, such as C-3PO, R2-D2, Batman, you saw at the top, Phoebe is there, Chewbacca and Han Solo, and Guy with the Cheeseburger, because why not? But yeah, at very least, we're going to replace this lamppost with one of the light up ones that we showed in the previous video. And yeah, I think this one's going to go in the back corner, just in front of the Avengers Tower. It's going to look a little bit weird because you won't be able to see the front side of it from where you're standing, but it's going to happen somewhere in the city where there are buildings that aren't facing the right way. So yeah. Next up is Diagon Alley's Gringotts Bank with a dragon on top. I actually just put this section back on because it couldn't fit in the cabinet where I was storing it before. So cool to have it all together finally. It's probably even still a little bit loose at the top here. So I might need to push that one down a little bit more. But the owl's flying around. We might have to move that owl so it can fit up against the wall there, because I think I'm going to put it on the back side of the sitcom complex. And hopefully we'll be able to create a nice little area with the next sets we bring in. Welcome to Diagon Alley. We've got all 4 buildings from the main Diagon Alley set. We've placed our Gringotts Bank over there. So I'm going to try and work out a layout that works really well for all of these buildings together. And I can't remember if there's anything that makes sense in terms of which building is supposed to be next to each other, but we'll figure that out along the way. Now, something I forgot to mention about Diagon Alley is that I haven't actually Mills plated the rest of it yet. I only did Gringotts because that's when I really got into Mills plating, so I was already into it. Diagon Alley, I don't know why I didn't do it at the time, to be honest. I don't think I had Mills plated everything, but I also just love to get it built, and I didn't know at the time as to whether we were building backs for these. So I've got to decide now as to whether I'm just putting a building on the back of these, and then that can be the back of it, but I'll need to have buildings that go right up to the edge, so there's no alleyway at the back. So that's going to be interesting. Right here, I'm going to put a normal base plate, and I'm going to add on like a little bit to the alley. I'm going to curve off this wall a little bit just so it looks a little bit nicer in that regards. So it'll be like a little bit of a curved walkway around onto the main section here. I'm not too sure on what's going next to Central Perk. We might be able to make a little green space area for this part here, which would look pretty nice. And then the opening to Diagon Alley, as well as on the front edge here. So we'll have to go for the 16 by 32 base plates in the center to be able to get you over to the other side. It'll create a nice opening, and yeah, we'll be able to put some little parts on the center here. I mean, we can even have some more little tables like this. Unfortunately, they're all knocked down, but you know, at least they made it through the move without too much destruction. Considering the amount of Lego I moved, I'm very impressed with all the Lego that has made it in one piece. All right, what building's next? So we have 2 more modular buildings to place in today's update. Number 1, this is the police department, as well as the donut shop next door. Arguably, the donut shop is a little bit small for our liking, but I still think it works nicely. We're going to place this one over next to the Avengers Tower, and then we've got to decide on the last building that goes in next to the Daily Bugle. I always think that the police station is nice next to the Avengers Tower. It doesn't take away from it too much, and it's also not too short that it you know, just is a little hidden in the shadow of the Avengers Tower. Although it's a pretty big one, so it's understandable if it does. And the last building that I've chosen to fill the gap next to the Daily Bugle is the Parisian Restaurant. This one, it was my first ever modular building, unless I'm mistaken. Very nice, simple design, but really cool, especially with the roof features. I like it. I also like the way it comes apart. And also on here, you can't really see it, but it does spell out a word. I can't remember what the word is. It's been a little while since I made it, but yeah, I think it's Ches, potentially. Ches Albert Restaurant. Yeah, but no, it's cool. I will add that one to the city next to the Avengers Tower and Daily Bugle alongside the police station. Alrighty, that was a tight fit to be able to get everything in. I even knocked off the Loki and Chitauri warrior in front of the Avengers Tower, trying to put the police station in where it belongs. I don't think that's too bad. We can always adjust it, but I think that that looks good for the moment. We're going to have a modular building back in this corner, which we're just using a base plate as a filler, just so that I could line up everything properly. We've then got the sitcom complex, which I think works all right there. Ignore the road plates, they're not going to be like that. I'm just using them as a base layout as well. I have a little bit of space at the front here leading up into Diagon Alley, which will eventually Mills plate as well, when we decide exactly how wide we are doing that, and if we need to add backs to the buildings. I'm cheating a little bit by having half of Diagon Alley over this side, with its back up against the wall. There is the little doorway there and there that will lead to nothing, but I'm okay with that because this city is basically just going to be continuation onto nowhere, basically. I'm not going to try and have it as a little island. I don't think I have enough space for that side of things, but it's looking pretty good so far. We've got a bit of a layout going on. Let's shuffle that one to here for now. I don't know if we're going to do like a big double lane road down the center or anything like that, or even what we're going to do over that side yet. I have plenty of ideas, but it's just a matter of being able to space it all out so we can fit it in nicely. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the update so far. We're making good progress on getting all of the buildings into the Lego City and setting up the entire Lego City. Catch you guys next time.